What's up? Can everybody hear me, see me? We're live. We did it. We did it. What's up, citizens of Gotham? Where are you at? Let's go here. All right. Are you guys on? Let me know if you can see and hear me all right. Creator Studio. Live streaming. Hello, everybody. It's November 18th. I'm going to go in the live control room. There it is. Susan Brown. Hello. That's it. That's all we got. Just you, Susan. Cat B. Hello. Boom. Let's see. Streamlabs dashboard. Let's get that going. All right, I'm allowing this. Gotta turn on all this business. Ooh. Okay. There it is. We're on Streamlabs. Okay. Look, everyone's here. Release the Kraken. Do something not boring. Okay. Try not to be boring, Amy. Can you do something that's not boring? All right. I was just going to sit here and read the phone book, but I guess we're supposed to do something that's not boring. Meow, meow, meow. Lee Cox. Andrew Gilliam was on Hillary's short list for VP pick in 2016. You know, he pivoted on some issues, namely single-payer healthcare, and I think that hurt him in the end. Who knows? Of course, they're trying to blame Kyle Kalinske and Jimmy Dore for that, which is hilarious. Just getting over being sick, feeling a lot better. Still a little coffee cough on occasion, so we'll hopefully minimize that today. Joanna A. Hey, Graham, you hurt my feelings when you cut off your live stream on your last comedy show. Well, Joanna A., I'm sorry. It's a thing I always do when I do my live stand-up shows is I live stream you guys in to see the first couple of minutes of it, and then I always make the joke, if you want to keep watching, you got to buy a ticket. It's to tell the people who came to the live show. I understand you're like, well, you're not in my city or whatever, but I just want to let the people who do come to the live show, they're getting something special that they can only see live. So I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, Joanna. Carl Knight, distinguish yourself from Jimmy Dore, advocate for a violent revolution. No, Carl, I will not do that. Sorry. Yeah. Not there. I'm not going to do that. It's also something they can jail me for. If I'm a public figure and I tell people to do that, that's I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I'm all for nonviolent protest, nonviolent revolution. That's what I'm for. Frost Nixon, WikiLeaks showed that corrupt Tim Kaine was the VP pick in 2015 prior to announcing. Yeah, for sure, man. Oh, no, we lost Amy Wilson because we weren't boring. She unsubscribed. Hella boring. Bye. Okay, Amy. Go clean your room because it sounds like you're 14. David Wint, thank you so much for supporting the show. Several ways to support the show, guys. You can obviously click on the dollar icon here on YouTube or the Streamlabs link, which is in the title of the show, streamlabs.com/Graham Elwood. That money goes right to PayPal. But here's what David Wynn had to say. The hashtag Extinction Rebellion has formed to demand action on climate through nonviolent mass civil disobedience. Thousands of people shut down bridges in London yesterday, and more direct action is planned in the coming months. Well, this is awesome. David, thanks for letting us know about this. And I heard about this. This is what Hedges talks about. It's why I am not for armed violent revolution. I'm for stuff like this. So what the Extinction Rebellion is, it's London was the first one yesterday where they were literally shutting down bridges and demanding that we address climate change. They're rebelling against us getting extinct. It's like that those people were rebelling in front of Pelosi's office, and Ocasio-Cortez showed up and starts talking about Green New Deal, which is impressive to me. It's what it's going to take. You know, and David Wynn, you're right to bring this up because it's what it's going to take. Because I don't think the powers that be, they must know. They have the information. They're aware of it. They must know that we're 11 years away. You know, like if we don't start doing stuff today, in 11 years, it's over. It's too late. So I'm glad, you know, and Fox News put out all those new congresswomen and what they were, all of their things, abolish ICE, and they want a Green New Deal. And I was like, that's big. Sure, Fox is covering it like, oh, these radicals. But the fact that Green New Deal needs to, that just needs to get on the tip of everybody's tongue. That's what needs to happen. Everybody needs to just start saying it over and over and over and demand what it is. Because, you know, when I talked to Dr. Fidel Kaboub, he was saying, you know, he was equating what the federal government did after the Depression and in World War II. How the government just, you know, because it issues the currency, spent the money, and we should be doing that. And him talking about, you know, how MMT we can use that to apply to fixing the planet. It's doable. I mean, I say it on the show over and over again, but I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm not going to say it, even if it's like, oh yeah, we've heard it. I don't care. Even if someone's like, you're being boring, I'm sorry. The stuff like this is Extinction Rebellion, and we need to organize these all over the world, man. There's already, so we've already had, I mean, we're just getting over more fires here. The fires in Southern California are just about contained. Northern California, they're not completely contained yet. They've already, like 70 some people have died already in Northern California. And last fall, it was the worst fires we had ever had. And the fall before that was the worst fires we had ever had. Like when are we done breaking that record? We're going to just keep watching billions of dollars of damage and houses and people just get burned up in smoke before we all decide to do something. One of the reasons this is exacerbated here in the West is because of severe drought, because we've addressed the drought a little bit, but there's so many things we could be doing, products that could be made, money to spend on research and development and innovation for green technology, and it's all money that could be spent that could put everybody to work. The whole planet could be put to work fixing it, saving it. The whole planet could be doing that, and we're not yet. And so this, as David Wynn points out, the Extinction Rebellion is a big deal. If anyone on this stream was at this yesterday in London, please chime in. I'd love to hear what it was like. So David, thank you for supporting the show. And we're going to talk about this Extinction Rebellion a lot, because hopefully it'll get some legs and start happening all over the planet, because we already have climate refugees. I mean, we were talking about this, you know, with Jimmy on his live stream a week ago, before I became really horribly sick. Literally the next morning, I was like, But and I talked about this with Professor Kaboub about there was 1.5 million climate refugees 3 years before the civil war started in Syria because of massive droughts in the Middle East. So 1.5 million people were displaced. They all came to the cities. And what he was saying was it didn't create the crisis in Syria. It just exacerbated it. You know, the Middle East has had large droughts and all this stuff like that. It's exacerbated what's happened in Yemen. You know, when countries can't start produce their own crops, then what happens? Or they used to be able to, and then the drought. When you start having drought and food crises and weather and climate refugees, it exacerbates then a civil war, civil unrest, you know, some horrible rebel army getting involved, you know, all of these things that can make a situation go from bad to worse. So it's why the Extinction Rebellion needs to be, we need to be doing that because we already have climate refugees all over the planet. We've had them here in America. The people that got displaced because of Katrina, the people, anyone who's been displaced from any of these hurricanes, but Hurricane Katrina was so bad, it displaced thousands of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. Oh, so we're going to keep talking about it. Okay, so David Wynn is telling us at Extinction R on Twitter. All right. I will definitely look at that. KCH Miller, nonviolent. That is important. Lee Cox, what are the chances that Whoopi was a Crowley backer? I have no idea about that. What? Does my chat, it said my chat's been disconnected. Is that correct? Wait a minute. What's going on? What? What happened? What's going on? Internal server error? What's going on? What's going on? The video is running fine, but the chat? I am seeing that. Okay, all right. I just got a text from someone that's watching saying, the chat is closed? Why is the chat closed? Why would I? All right, let me. Why is the chat closed? I don't understand. I don't understand how to close the chat. I don't get this at all. I got this crazy internal server error now when I go to the live control room. All right, so I'm hearing from some of you that you can hear and see me, but you guys can't participate in the chat, which is so bizarre. I don't know. I just tried to reload the YouTube page and I get this crazy internal server error shit. And then when I go to Chrome, it says chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. I don't know what that means, yeah? Sorry, something went wrong. A team of highly trained monkeys has been dispatched to deal with the situation. If you see them, Send them this information as text. Oh boy. Yeah, everyone's getting this internal server error. Man. Well, this is weird. How do we... How do we chat? How do we chat? The Streamlab, you can't chat through... Streamlabs is still working, but I don't know... Yeah, the last chat I was getting was... Okay. Yeah, it said my chat is disconnected. I don't know what to say. Well, this woman, Amy, this is really boring. I can see why she didn't want this to happen. Well, since I can't read any of your questions, I'll say whatever I want. There's nothing you can do now. You don't own me. Well, all right. Here's what we'll talk about then. I will go and read some of this business. They did the recount in Florida. I'm sure many of you would like to talk about this. So let me bring up that information. Okay, for Patreon messages. Florida recount. Florida election roll recount. All right. All right, this just came out 5 hours ago from Florida. Bill Nelson concedes Florida Senate race to Rick Scott. This just came out 5 hours ago. I'll read this for you. Democratic Bill Nelson on Sunday conceded the Florida Senate race to Republican Governor Rick Scott, ending his re-election bid after the completion of statewide recount. Scott announced the concession in a statement saying, "I just spoke with Senator Bill Nelson, who graciously conceded, and I thank him for his years of public service." Nelson's going to make a statement on, well, it looks like he already made it. Yeah. The Senate race, along with governor and state's race for agriculture commissioner, went to a machine recount a week ago, but the recount did not do nearly enough for Nelson and further formalize Scott's more than 12,000 vote lead. The contest still fell within the 0.25% standard for manual recount of overvotes and undervotes, however. Scott led a vote of 10,033 over incumbent Nelson before the competition demanded recount. Nelson, okay. So a day ago, Andrew Gillum ended his campaign for governor by acknowledging that Republican Ron DeSantis defeated him. The concession was a blow to Nelson. Had figured they stood together in calling every legal vote cast to be counted. All right, that's what happened. I haven't heard anything else about, yeah. Haven't heard anything else about. of the page.